Hello, everybody. The chat is happening, popping. We are doing it. Hello. Welcome to Dear Madam Adam. Of course, I am Madam Adam. Welcome to it. This is like an advice column kind of thing. This is a write in and get advice kind of situation. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited. It's good to see everybody. It's good to be here. This has been a couple weeks in the making, and I'm really happy to be doing it. So I hope you can hear me well. I hope the sound is good with my new mic. Yeah, we've got some emails to answer, some questions to go through. I'm going to be taking questions from the chat as well, and maybe a call or two. So, and we'll do that when we get to it. I'll let you guys know how that's going to happen. Yeah, lovely. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get started. There was one really good one here I wanted to start with. Dear Madam Adam, I love all of your content and have learned so much from watching you. I have been seriously studying tarot for a little over a year. The card symbology, colors, numbers, etc. Have become very personal to me. I've heard so many people say to you that they can't read for themselves. Yes. I find the opposite to be true. How do you know when you read for someone else that you aren't coming from a place colored with your own biases and what the cards mean to you rather than what they mean for the client? Orzo, no, not now. Sorry. What they mean for the client. I know you have an insightful answer. Yes, absolutely. This is something that I wanted to start with and touch on immediately because this whole reading for yourself versus reading for others and vice versa has been the hot topic of discussion for me, and a lot of constructive feedback has come. My nails are so long, they're knocking off my glasses. This has been a big topic of constructive feedback and really pissing off a lot of people when I say that if you can't read for yourself, you shouldn't read for other people. But Diane here seems to have no problem reading for themselves, which is great. But the question is, how do you know when you read for someone else that you aren't coming from a place colored with your own biases and what the cards mean to you rather than what they mean for the client? So they're coming to you because of what you think they mean, right? Like you're coming to me because of what you think, because of what I say this means, right? So I don't think it's a bias that you have. I think that that's what makes you unique as a reader, Diane. I think that that's what makes your experience as a tarot reader unique, because your take on it, your accent on the language is unique to you. Orzo, stop. It's what's unique to you. And that's why they're there. You know, that's why they're there, so that they can get your point of view. Some people have said that, you know, when they read for others, that's often for themselves as well. I disagree with that. It's not for me at all. I'm able to, give me a second. Dustin will be home any minute and he can take care of the dogs. But yeah, I'm not thinking about me. You know, you shouldn't have a bias on what's coming out of the cards, because if I do a reading for someone, I'm not like, oh my God, is this actually for me? Like, no, it's for them. Like, I'm channeling them. I'm connecting to them. I'm not thinking about me. I'm only thinking of you and your energy and your situation, your question. But yeah, I mean, the study of tarot is internal, right? Like, that's why I don't understand when people say that they can't read for themselves, because like, how does it suddenly turn into hieroglyphics for you that you I don't know what this means for me. It means this. Death means passive change for everyone else, but for me, what does that mean? Like that's ignorant. To me, that's really, really ignorant. Someone commented on my Instagram, can you pull cards like for yourself and the reading be for yourself? I'm like, tell me you don't understand tarot without telling me. Like, tell me you have no idea what this is and how it works. Right, exactly. Tyler in the comments, how do you all of a sudden just have brain fart like that? Like you don't. Like there's nothing mystical to me about like, oh, I can't read myself. I just don't get it. Like then you are not a sentient human being. I don't know. I don't know. Like that's not a thing. You're not being biased, babe. Your color, as you put it, your color on those cards is the accent to the language that you've learned. Tarot is like learning a language, and anyone that learns a language eventually develops their own accent, you know, like your own version of those, your own slang, if you will. So yeah, it's I don't think you're not coming from a place of bias unless you want something, unless you want a specific outcome for that person. That's bias. It's like if, you know, a friend of yours wants a reading about a certain guy, and you don't like that guy, you might have a bias about that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the cards you might make the cards say, but I don't think that's what you should. That's not good for you. That's bias. You know what I'm saying? If you have an intended outcome, if you have something that you would like, if you have something that you would, if you're pushing a narrative, that's bias, you know? But I think that knowing what the cards mean for you is what makes you unique. And as long as we're honoring the baseline definitions of what these cards mean, then there's plenty of different options and definitions that can come around from that, you know? So I hope that makes sense. And it's helpful to you. And I'm very glad that you have no problem reading for yourself. But the argument has always been, like, you know, well, doctors shouldn't diagnose themselves and therapists don't, you know, treat themselves and stuff. But those people have enough knowledge in that profession to be able to identify when there is a problem and when they need to go see something. So it's like, if I'm doing a reading for myself and if I keep getting the same redundant reading, then maybe I'll go to another reader and be like, I keep getting stuff about this. It's just not clicking for me. What do you think? You know, and then I might have Tyler read me or something like that. But yeah, that's so fucking ignorant to me. And I'm just challenging other readers and professional spiritualists to prove it. And not just because, you know, not just because statistically you've been accurate. Like, I'm always right. My cards are always accurate. My reads are never not accurate. Do they sometimes not resonate with someone? Sure, but the reading is always accurate for someone and me. So that's all that matters. But I'm not, it's like, well, I've predicted 3 pregnancies and they've all come true. Well, that doesn't mean that you should, you know, like I predicted a pregnancy and she just had the baby. Like, good for you, but that doesn't mean you should be doing that, you know? I just don't base my business on statistics. I base it on proof and facts that I can prove this. So yeah, Diane, I hope that helps. I'm glad you're in the chat. Your color on it, your idea of what the cards mean to you, rather than what they mean for the client. That's why they're there. They mean what they mean. And you're telling them what you think this means. This is what I'm gathering. They can get another opinion, you know? So, but I'm glad you have a great relationship with your cards and that you have no problem reading yourself. I think that's amazing. All right. Let's see here. Taking a leap. I'm getting in my own way. I can't think straight. I can't make the plans out for the things I want because I'm too worried about the things my children need. Okay, so we're a parent and we've got some obligations attached to our choices. I need to know how to help myself. I keep trying to center myself and really listen to what I want, but I honestly have so much going on in my mind with so many things calling to me. I can't make the decisions, and it's not like me to be indecisive. I'm usually the one that takes charge and makes the decision and cares for everything and everyone. So how do I get out of my own way? What is spirit really trying to say to me that I can't seem to decipher? We're going to pull some cards on this, but this is from T Zane. I'll just say that. I don't want to blow up people's names here if they don't want me to, but this is from a T Zane. This reminds me of the lovers. This reminds me of the lovers card, and especially the fact that there are people that hold your heart involved in your choices. It sounds to me like this is a lovers card situation. You know, this is a Gemini thing. This is a duality thing. This is a, let's remember the three voices to make the choices. Let's remember the active, passive, and spiritual trifecta that is represented in the lovers. The lovers is three voices: active, passive, and spiritual, as I said. So the active voice is the external, the realities of things outside you. You're worried about your children's needs and all of that. That's an external reality. You've got kids, you've got a job, you've got, things that might stand in the way of your day-to-day stuff. You got things that might stand in the way of your passive truth, the voice inside you. That's what passive is. The passive voice is the thing inside you, what you know to be true, those fears, those feelings, all of that. So we have to find the truth in the passive voice as much as we understand and also fear the truth in the active voice. And then spirit. What is spirit trying to tell you? The 1111, the 222, the synchronicity, the card spread that I'm going to pull for you. What does that seem to say as well? So, but yeah, consider that and remember that three voices to make the choices, little ASMR. All right, let's see what I've got for you, T Zane. King of Swords energy, leading with wisdom, leading with wisdom, leading with truth. Sword energy is words, thoughts, actions. Kings that come from temperance and the major arcana. So finding the balance between those things. What else? Queen of Cups energy as well. You're a mom, you're a caretaker. The Queen of Cups is symbolic of change through emotional awareness, through change. And I feel that she is also, representative of divine mother energy that comes from the Empress as well. So handling this is the moon. Yeah, this is clear as mud. So the moon is duality, mystery. You're scared and you're in a new place, which means you're exactly where you're meant to be or where you're supposed to be. And it's really, we have to see where the cookie crumbles. We have to see where the chips fall, but know that you will always make the wise decision because you have this deep set Queen of Cups energy attached to it. So it's, we have to do the wise thing. We have to do what's best for the kingdom and also what's best for you. But remember to do so, that doing so is wellness. Doing so is self-care. And the moon represents this duality and mystery. You have to feel your way through this. So honestly, T Zane, I would, spirit, I guess, is trying to tell you that the emotional stuff is just as factual as the facts. Your feelings are just as factual. So let's feel our way through this and trust that there's something new here that you can navigate. Mystery, duality, a fog. You're meant to be a little uncertain so that you can prove your certainty to yourself, I feel, if that makes sense. But yeah, the moon is how we handle it. Value your nighttime. Consider the lunar cycle, the 3-week cycle of the moon, and how a simple decision you make can change. It can change and ebb and flow. So lead with wisdom, because that's what your heart tells you, and be willing to go with the flow and trust that you believe in yourself. I hope that makes sense and gives you some resonance. Let's see what else I've got here. Dear Madam Adam, I've been watching you for some time now. I love that you really know the language of tarot and are bluntly honest with your readings. And since you spit the truth, I could use some advice. Um, for the past 2 years, I've been battling cancer. I'm so sorry to hear that. But that's not why I'm reaching out to you. I'm reaching out because during that time I lost my job. I was in a healthcare program at college and had to leave that as well. Also, my partner of 12 years left me for a married woman at my lowest point in my entire life and then blocked me on everything. Everything came crumbling down hard all at once. He played such a huge part in my life for so long. And when everything crumbled, he left. I'm slowly trying to pick up the pieces and build myself back up. But I find myself wanting to communicate with him. I just feel so betrayed. I feel so hurt because he doesn't reach out to even check up on me and see how my cancer battle is doing or anything like that. It's like I don't exist anymore to him, and he was my best friend for so long. Please help. Thank you, Tara. Tara, girl, my Lord. The tea on that. What a shitty human being your partner of 12 years is. I understand the want to communicate. I understand the need for that kind of attention from them. I don't think you're crazy to want that. I don't think that I don't think it's absurd to want that kind of connection from someone that you care about, or a small sliver of give a fuck from someone that you used to love so deeply. I don't think that that's far-fetched. I think that communication is unwise. I don't think it's smart for you. Emotionally, there's some work we can do there. There's some smart stuff we can do, but logically that's not for you. I would communicate and not send it. If I were you, I would write a very detailed letter. I would write a very detailed handwritten letter and then burn it, delete it, erase it, rip it up, whatever you want to do. But you need some kind of closure. You need some kind of closure or peace. If you have an address, or if you want, I mean, I would honestly, I would send something. I would write something detailed expressing your truth and the feelings and all of this, and then expect it, but as a means of closure, as a means of you saying what you need to say, getting out what you need to get out. I wouldn't maybe even send it, but if you want to, I wouldn't expect a response, or knowing that sending it is a catalyst for a reaction. So there's going to be a reaction of some kind, maybe from his new person or from him that's not positive. There's all kinds of negative ways this can go. But for your sake, I do feel that you need some kind of closure. You need some kind of expression of your feelings so that you can let this go. I've had this conversation with a lot of moms that have adult children that have suddenly removed themselves from their lives for seemingly no reason. I removed myself from my family for reasons, but I've had a quite 2 or 3 moms that have got reads with me that are like, my son was a big part of my life. He got married. His new wife I have no problem with her. They've got kids and stuff. And now all of a sudden they blocked me on anything. They're not talking to me. They ghosted me completely. And I don't know what I should do. And I tell them the same thing, that we need some kind of closure. So reaching out one last time, or writing them a letter, or sending them something to express your feeling is understandable and justifiable, but it needs to be in a vein of finality, of I'm done with this, of I need to be able to move on, so I'm letting you go, so when you're ready for that kind of thing, when it's not a please talk to me, please, like, we never want to put the ball in their court here. We want to make sure that you always have yourself about you, that you have your head about you. And I think that, as I said, writing some kind of letter or doing something like that can be very beneficial, but it needs to be in a sense of finality and closure. And like, I won't be reaching out again. I just wanted to let you know how you made me feel. And, I hope you fucking rot in hell. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But some kind of closure is needed here. So I wouldn't reach out until you are ready to accept that finality, So however you need to do that is my suggestion, but not in a way that invites interaction, you know? Um, Question in the chat is, what if you've already done the closure letter, but after some time you want more? You already got it. It's done then. Then that's up to you. That's more work you need to do on yourself. The closure letter was the closed door. It's not there anymore. It's gone. We closed the door already. You don't get to open that back up. You don't get to revisit that. That was my problem with being in recovery, and the suggestion that I should reach out to people that I had hurt. I had only ever really hurt myself. I'd never really hurt anybody else other than, my mom and her bailing me out in situations that I was in. But I've made peace with that and her over that many times. So I don't think it's fair for an addict and because that's what this is. And it's an addictive tendency to reach back out after you've already done the closure. You've already had that, then that shouldn't be a thing. We should be able to let that go. It's not your place to reopen that door. It's not your place I don't want to rehash the scar. I don't want to cut you open again and relive this. I don't want to maybe you moved on. I don't want to remind you of that, so that's on you then. That's on you to go up to the door and be like, okay, this isn't a thing anymore, and walk away from it. You don't get to open that up again. That's not fair anymore. Once you said this is my last one, but you still want more, then that's on you. That's an addictive reach out. That's a thing where you need to pull back. You already said the door is closed. You can't keep opening it back up again. You're not following through. Then we weren't ready, So I hope that makes sense. And thank you, Tara, for the email. And I hope that gives you some insight. And I wish you well on your journey. And I hope you're healing and feeling good. All right. Advice on friendship. I'm trying to rekindle friendships. Is it worth it? How can I be better for myself? All right. Dear Madam, I've been going through a complex of emotions, and I'm questioning myself about friends I had to cut off and my mental well-being as a person. First, had to end 2 longtime high school friends. One is petty, and the second one is not self-aware of themselves. I don't feel understood between my interactions with them. I hate that I had to end the friendships, but I had to rip the Band-Aid off. It felt like such a relief. But I really do feel bad that I couldn't be able to have the companionship that I really hope and wish for. I hope they would be one day self-aware of their actions and that they do really hurt me and realize their actions do have consequences. And 2 last friendships I had to cut off. One a friend I did chat with before and thought, why don't we connect with him again? As soon as I reconnected with him, he did not remember who I was. Yet he crossed the boundary when it came to a topic about men's mental health awareness and Pride Month. I regret sharing that I celebrate both because I learned I have a deceased gay uncle and I love my uncle. He hurt my feelings by saying horrendous stuff about my uncle and then changed the topic to something else I commented about and said topic. And he proceeded to flirt with me, and that he really crossed the line. He has taken, and I feel really uncomfortable. He really, really hurt me, but he preaches of being a nice guy and religious. It's more so a cult. He's growing from my interactions with the guy. He really hopes that I find religion in my life to be better. Hell, I cannot accept his words anyways. He did not apologize. He is toxic for me, even though he has an attractive voice. Okay. Lastly, my final friendship I had to share with you. I've been friends with this person for 3 years. He wanted to create an art community by making more and more friends. He's a sweet dude and he's on the spectrum. And I don't think he's self-aware of the friends that he makes, that some of them are rude. And I really regret myself for being so upset over something so small. We're losing punctuation here. So I'm having a hard time reading the rest of this. He met me through social media and he invited me into a server. He invited me into a server there. Some friends that I've encountered that he introduced me to, some of them are nice. And yet there is always going to be 1 or 2 people in the friend group that is toxic. I had to leave that said server. I did not feel comfortable. He wanted me back into a new server. And then I get in there and then I feel there was another toxic situation. I did not feel comfortable. I told him about this said talk and person over a relationship situation. I have no interest in this relationship. I had to leave that server as well. I did not feel comfortable of ever coming back, and also learned of drama that went down with him, and he cheated on his partner. And yet first time meeting him before he was in a relationship, he had a crush on me. They're still stuck in my brain today. He's a nice dude, but he's not my type. I really thought maybe we could be best friends or something. This thing with him making one server after the next, making more friends. I literally felt left out. I felt alienated, but yet he wants me back in this new server and he's made. I finally gave in and just agreed, okay, I'll join. I really tried my darndest to just get along with people while I'm going through a really mental turmoil over leaving toxic people I've encountered, and I feel I've gone toxic myself. Some friends in there are nice, while I really am not okay, and I lost it. I just lost my mind over a small situation where I was over my mic issue, and yet I simply wanted to jump in on a conversation just to share my comments. I know the Wi-Fi was bad and at the time, but his friend was giving me attitude. Hey, who's talking? Your mic is bad. And then just immediately muted myself and chatted in the text instead. I'll shut up. Nobody's telling you to shut up. You can just still join in this conversation. Well, that's true. No one told you to shut up. It sounds like you're taking, things a little personal here. His friend was giggling at me, and then I just lost it. Then I'm leaving the group. His friend called me a clown. While he didn't even bother to check up on me or what's going on, and shared how I'm feeling, letting top off in private conversation. What? Or what's going on? And I shared how I'm feeling, letting my top off in private conversation. Oh, okay, I see. I try to be nice. You want me in the server. I'm done, man. I'm done. I'm trying to stay away from toxic people at the moment, and I'm not in the right mental headspace. I don't know what to say to you since you said that. I'm really sorry for what I did. I feel left out. I'm hurt. I'm disappointed. How are we friends if we don't hang out that much while you make more and more new friends? My friends are cool. I don't know how to feel about you right now. I'm not going to stop liking you right now. You're acting a little. I'm going to stop liking you. I'm not going to stop liking you right now. You're acting a little bit too much. I get it. I'm going to take a holiday. Hasta luego. Are you good right now? Are you chill? Is the conversation, I guess. Since those friendships I've shared with you lately, I understand that this is a tedious waste of time to read, but I literally am questioning myself if I did the right thing of leaving them behind. But how can I be better and move on and not be toxic? Okay, so you take a lot of shit personally. None of these people are your people. None of these people are your friends. None of these people are your friends. Sounds to me like we have some issues with some self-respect and expression. I'm not close with people from fucking high school. At all. At all. I don't know what kind of friendships you're looking for, but this isn't it. This is not it. God, reading that without punctuation was like a fever dream. Oh my God. How can I be better and move on and not be toxic? Just don't be toxic. Just don't take shit personally, and try to understand that, like, you deserve to take up space with people. But it gets a little, I'm going to be real with you, babe. It gets a little woe is me towards the end here, where you're like, my Wi-Fi is bad. You should have just said that. My Wi-Fi is fucked up. Shut up. Fuck you. My Wi-Fi is bad. Like, I'm working on it. It's not my mic. It's the Wi-Fi. But you got off mic and went, I'll just shut up then, in the text, which is you wanting attention. That's not, why else would you have done that? You know what I'm saying? You saying, I'll just shut up now, is you just wanting attention and people being like, oh, no, that's okay. Like, sweetheart, you're picking friends that are abusing you. And then when they do so, we're being a little victimized at it. The victim mentality is not cute. These are not friendships. These are acquaintances. Quit throwing that word around. Let's quit giving people permission, So some people are just, not everybody has to like you, babe. Not everybody has to like you. Not everybody is going to. And even there are tons of friends that I've had that I thought were my friends, and I'm not fucking friends with them. I had a roommate of mine, a very good friend, roommate of mine, grown ass man, moved in with us, was basically an adult toddler. Basically, when he moved in with us, his parents helped bring his stuff. And before they left, his mother looked at my husband and I and said, "Please help my son." And we were like, oh no, what the fuck did we get into? And sure enough, this person was just not a human adult, just not a human adult. And this is someone that was a friend of mine, a good friend that I met through the service industry. They lived with us for a long time. We went through COVID together with them. We went through COVID with them, and they lived with us. This was their room. This office was their room. And they got COVID shots because me and Dustin took them. They voted because me and Dustin got mail home ballots, and we all discussed political issues, and we voted by ourselves, of course, but we discussed the issues. We looked up the candidates. We talked about shit. He voted because of us. He got a car because of us. He got COVID shots because of us, things that he never would have done himself. And all we wanted you to do was act like, if you're going to live with us, you act like family. You act like family. Yeah, we're friends, but we live together. We have dogs. So like if you're home and we're not home, please do us a favor and take the dogs out. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't even, he wouldn't do anything. And we would clean up together once a week, and he would only clean up. I would clean the whole house, do the dishes, cook for everybody, all this stuff. And he made sure that he only washed his plate, his cup, his spoon. When we cleaned the living room, he, like, with his whole chest, like, not even fucking joking, he looked at me and said, "Well, I cleaned my spot right here," which was literally one piece of the couch that he sits in all the time. He cleaned just that seat on the couch, underneath it, swept underneath it, like he was a server cleaning just his section. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean you cleaned we're cleaning the house. You breathe the air. You walk through all the floors. Like, clean the floor. And it was like I was your mother, and this was someone that was supposed to be my friend, literally supposed to be my friend. So they were literally a man baby. And eventually when they moved out, it was because they said it was because their roommates were overbearing and treated them like shit. I'm sorry that I think it's disgusting that you come home from work and grab deli meat out of the fridge, eat the whole packet, and then leave the empty deli meat juice container sitting in your windowsill in the sun. And when I walk my dogs in the morning, I can see a Pepperidge Farm empty deli meat container full of ham juice on your windowsill. I can see that. And I'm like, honey, we don't live like this. There's trash cans. There's shit. No, sweetheart. Like no. So some people, even though, and here's what happened, right? And then I became Madam, and my stuff started blowing up, and that made him feel some kind of way about himself. My success made him feel like a failure. Had nothing to do with him at all. This was a friend I had for years. I didn't know that TikTok, like the tips on TikTok, I didn't know that was like a separate balance from my TikTok balance. And I found a large amount of money in my TikTok balance for live tips, because I didn't know that's where that went. So, and it was tips that people were giving me from lives, and this was accrued over like a year. I didn't know it was there for like a year. So it was like $2,000 or something. And I was like, oh my God. And I found out, and I was really excited. And Dustin and our roommate and another friend of ours, who was again not our friend anymore, I was, oh my God, there's $2,000 worth of tips on my TikTok live balance. And they're like, what? No way. And I was so excited and so overjoyed and so happy about this, but it made both of those friends feel some kind of way about themselves. So me being me, I said, you know what? Thank you guys so much for your support of me. Thank you for all you've done for me, being there for me, listening to me bitch and gripe. And you're doing great, Adam, even though they weren't abundantly supportive. These were the friends that were making fun of me because someone has to keep you humble, which is bullshit. One of them was some Instagram bitch who thinks that going to Greece once is enough content to call yourself a travel blogger. That's fine. And then the other one was the man man baby roommate, right? And you know what I did? I took all of us to fucking Disney. I took every single one of us to Disney to say thank you to these people. I said, you know what? As a huge thank you, I want to take you guys to Disney. What park do you guys want to go to? It's on me. I'm paying for everything. Let's fucking go, right? And are those people my friends now? No. The roommate, the man baby, moved out because we were overbearing on him. And the other one started to get shady with us, started saying one thing and doing another. They were closer to Dustin, and Dustin was more hurt by that than anything. Like, I would say, this person can't come over today, I need you, and then he would have them over anyway. It was like a sitcom, you know, but like in the worst way. And they started doing one thing and saying one thing and doing another. So, sweetheart, not everyone, even friends, fuck you up. Even friends stab you in the back. Even friends, some friends are there because you play a role for them. You know, they never had they cast you in a role. They had a role for you, you know? So I am so much better without those people. And I did nothing wrong. I know I did nothing wrong. And anything that I have no interest in rekindling any of that because they're not genuine. They didn't really support me. Clearly, they didn't really support me. So yeah, he had no sense of responsibility or obligation or anything. He's an incel, like involuntarily celibate, unrealistic expectations of women, and for that doesn't date because I can't find the kind of girl I like, because he can't meet anybody because he's a goblin and not a good person. So it all comes out. It all comes out in your actions. You can say whatever. You can be nice. That doesn't mean you're a good. Nice is different than good. Into the woods. Come on. Like, it's different. So I'm good. I'm not nice, you know? So it's not, friendship is fleeting, baby. Friendship is fleeting. So let's not give let's not throw, these are my friends. Like, whenever people introduce people, it's like, oh, this is my friend so-and-so. Like, are they really your friend, or are they a coworker or an acquaintance? Or just say, this is so-and-so. I met them here. You don't have to call someone your friend all the time. Let's quit throwing that fucking word around, you know? Let's quit doing that. I took these fuckers to Disney. The moment that I started to pay an artist for my art, that friend that was, or I started to pay artists for art they were doing for me. That friend helped Dustin design my first logo. They think they designed it. They didn't. They sat behind Dustin at a computer and showed him how to do stuff, and he did it himself. But whatever. But the moment that I wanted to pay someone for art without even thinking, listen to what people say. The first words out of their mouth were, "You didn't pay me." That was the first thing, without breathing, without a beat. No beat went by. There was no beat in the script. None. I think should I pay them for this? They were like, you didn't pay me. And I was like, I took you to fucking Disney. And they were like, oh yeah, I'm just kidding. No, you're not kidding. You said that with your whole fucking chest. You meant that. You think about that. You're bothered that I make money. You're bothered that I'm successful on my own. And they thought it was bullshit and, you know, I just make up nonsense or whatever. Babe, honey, Jack C, make new friends. Make new friends. Meet grown-ups. Okay? Meet grown-ups. Meet adults that want to be your friends, not children. Okay? All right, moving on. I want to take a call. So, I would love to take a call here. I'm a little nervous. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I would like someone to call in if you're interested. And for future reference, you can call the number and leave a voicemail if you want, and we can listen to voicemails during this. But I want to talk to you. I would love if someone would call in and we could do a live call. So the number is 352-346-9972. And I'm going to see the first call. And then after that, I'm going to put it on Do Not Disturb so that I don't get a barrage of them. But dear Madam, give me a call. 352-346-9972. Give me a call. And once I get it, I will go Do Not Disturb so that I don't get a shit ton. But feel free to call in if you would like, and we can have a cute little chit chat about some things. Or if you have a question or want to get a read or something, we can do that right now. I hope this works. And I have other emails too, if not. So, but I hope you guys are enjoying the live. Here we go. We got a call. Fabulous. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, I'm watching you live right now.
Hi. What's your name?
Kiera.
Hi, Kiera. How are you today? Thank you for calling. Do you have a question for me? How can I help you, babe?
I'm good. Okay, so like I've been on a whole spiritual journey and I'm just getting to know myself some more.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's great. Do me a favor and turn me down on YouTube behind you because it's going to echo.
Okay.
I hope you guys can hear this on YouTube as well. I think you can. But yeah, so we're on a spiritual journey. We're doing some self-discovery.
Yes.
Cool. How's that going for you?
Well, it's going good. I was actually like a drug addict.
Me too.
Now I'm sober.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been sober for like over a year now.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you. I was as a former addict as well. We're the same, girl. We're the same. A lot of spirituality comes out of that. So I'm very proud of you.
Yes. And I don't know what question to ask.
No worries. We'll just pull cards about just your journey. We'll just pull some cards and talk about your journey and just see what spirit has for you today. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
That's awesome. This is so fun. I'm loving this. Okay, cool. Great. All right. Let me pull some cards for you. So yeah, well, again, I'm so proud of you and thank you for sharing your sober journey with us here on the live. I really appreciate that. I've been sober from meth for quite some time. I was an uppers kind of girl. I was a party girl. A lot of uppers were my thing. And yeah, it's not easy to stay committed to that, to stay connected to it. And a year's a really, really long time. So I'm very proud of you. That's amazing. Let's see what I've got today for you. Ooh, we've got magician energy to start with for you. So you should be in manifestation mode right now. Yeah, you should be in manifestation mode. When we talk about manifestation, what comes to mind? What are you trying to call into your life right now?
Well, I'm still currently in treatment, and like I just want to like be able to like start my sober journey like outside of here.
Nice.
And just like I want to be a social worker. And
Yes.
I want to go back to college.
Yes.
And I want to have a family too.
Yes.
And stuff.
That's incredible. I love that you wanna help people now with what you know and your new knowledge. That's fantastic. So the magician is manifestation energy, and basically, as you said, we're kind of manifesting our future right now. Would you say that's pretty much accurate?
Yes.
Yeah, we're manifesting our future. We're trying to visualize our future and make it happen. So the magician, as I said, is about manifestation, and the formula for manifestation is belief plus action. Belief plus action is manifestation. So you already have maybe some ideas of steps you can take or ways that you can, practice the sober journey outside of treatment and all of that in the future. But I think belief is going to be the biggest thing that we have to work on, is believing that you can, believing that it's possible and that you want it, right? So we have to believe enough to take action, and that's manifestation. All right. Manifestation is demonstration. You have to show what you want. You have to participate in it. And you already are. Okay.
Yes.
So what else? Let's see. I've got Page of Swords energy as well for you, and some advice. King of Pentacles. Yeah, remember that the ball is always in your court, my friend. Page of Swords energy is interesting here. I've got some homework for you. Do you journal? Is that a part of something that you do?
Yes.
Good, good. Do you read back your journal?
No.
Okay, so I can't journal, to be real. I can't do it. I can't sit still long enough to and I turn into Jane Austen. I'm cascading with feelings of woe instead of just spitting it out. So I really like to talk it out verbally. The Page of Swords is about you coming at this from a new narrative, coming at your experience, your addictive journey, coming about the bad stuff and everything from a new angle, right? So journaling is amazing, but if you would read it back aloud, read it back aloud to yourself, so that it's about recall, it's about having awareness in what you're saying and what happened, and reliving it so that you cannot do it again, right? So I like to talk it out. So I would record myself talking, and then I would listen back to it the next day. I started doing this because my husband would tell me to quit bringing work home. I used to work retail and stuff, and I would bring work home. I would talk about work and vent about it and stuff. And so I would do it in the car, and on the way back, on the way back to work, I would listen to it, and I would be like, "Oh yeah, fuck Ashley, that bitch," and ignore her all day. So I try that out. Maybe on top of journaling, maybe there's some self-talk work that you can do, and you can listen to yourself speak. Acknowledge your journey. Acknowledge that I've been here for a year. I've been a year going forward. I'm doing great. It's some days are bad days, but most of the days are good days, And then the King of Pentacles here is the reminder that that the ball is always in your court. This is your life, and you are planting seeds, babe. When you plant seeds, you don't just get the fruit, you get the whole fucking tree for you, and you're growing a new, sober, mindful, spiritual tree for yourself. So take your time, okay?
Yes, it's been a really long journey.
Yes.
And at the beginning of it was like spiritual warfare.
Yes. That's a great way to put it. Oh my God, that's so good.
Yeah, that was at the beginning, and it was me kind of coming down off the drugs, and then spiritual warfare, and then it was crazy. It was a really scary and traumatizing whatever, but then I reached out for help, and
so proud of you.
I went and I got help, and now I'm in treatment, and I'm doing so much better, and I'm just proud of myself.
Yes, ma'am. Good. You should be. I'm proud of you too. The chat's giving you a lot of congratulations as well, if you're seeing that. But yeah, let's try to retell your story as you go forward. Your homework today, if you'll have it, when you journal, let's see how we can retell the story, a little bit in a way that's positive for you. Let's add the positives to the story now,
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for calling in and being my first caller. I really appreciate you. And if you forget the read or anything, the YouTube is going to be posted so you can watch it again later. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Right.
I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This is so cool. Oh my God, I love it. All right. We're going to keep doing this. This is sickening. Anybody else? Feel free to give me a call. 352-346-9972. Give me a call. Dear Madam. Hello?
my God, holy shit, you picked up. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Who is this? Who am I talking to?
My name's Emmanuel. I've been watching you probably for about I don't know why I said 5, but probably about 2 years now, or a year. So
amazing. Thank you so much for calling, Emmanuel. I really appreciate it. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for being a maven. I appreciate that. Do you have a question for me?
Okay, so the question that I have is, I've been on probably on my spiritual journey as well for about probably since 2019, and I'm trying to figure out what like part of the spiritual journey that I am on.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good question, but
babe, that's a great question. What do you mean? That's a great question. You didn't ask me who the fuck your twin flame was. That's perfect. You're good. No, so where are we at on the journey, right? So like kind of where are we at right now? Yeah.
So the beginning of it was like the crystals,
yeah,
and, meditation and all that jazz, and I got through all of that, and I still dabble in it, but now like I guess like I'm trying to figure out like my path with the journey. Like,
okay.
Left hand, right hand, like I'm just trying to see how I'm supposed to move forward, and I'm naturally a lefty, so I don't know if you're like supposed to go towards the left-hand path if you're like naturally a left-handed person due to the population not having a lot of left-handed people.
Yeah.
But I'm just a little bit confused, and I'm trying to break out of being my parents' caretaker.
Okay, I see. Well, I do think there's some shit in that left-hand stuff you said. Absolutely. There's not that many people that are left-handed, and I would think that less traveled road might be for you. Yes. Do you read tarot or anything?
I have like some oracle decks, but I'm not that. I learn as I like watch you.
Yeah.
Or different readers, but I know a little bit, but I'm not that well on it.
Yeah, we're going to do something fun. We're going to go through my deck and we're going to look for the High Priestess, because that's kind of symbolic of the journey itself. The High Priestess is the patience and intuition required to understand, to understand the deep water inside of you. She's kind of the Sherpa for the spiritual journey, if you will. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through my deck, and we're going to look for the High Priestess and see what comes before her and what comes after her. And what comes before, we're going to make, where you've been and what you've learned up to this point. And then we're going to take the after as like, what's next? How's that sound?
I'm ready.
Cool. Let's do it. Let me do this. All right. Where is the High Priestess? All right. And thank you again for calling in. This is so much fun. This is going to be a regular thing. Okay. Where is she? Yeah, again, the High Priestess is symbolic of those inner mysteries, Oh, here she is. Perfect. Oh, yeah, babe. I love this for you. Very nice. Okay. So the card that comes before the High Priestess, and I'll put her, this is her on the screen here. She's gorgeous. This is Antique Anatomy Tarot that we're using. The Emperor is the card that comes before for you, which is your spiritual journey has been to get you back to who you are. It's been to get you back to a you that you want to be. It's to align with your root chakra, your ancestry, to get you back in touch with the version of you that you really want to be. So does that seem accurate? Yeah.
Wait, say that again.
Does that seem accurate? Does that sound right?
It's actually very accurate.
Good. So now what's coming forward is 4 of Pentacles energy. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles energy is about you being a bit more frugal of where you're putting yourself. So now the path, it seems, is like tighten up. Be a bit more frugal of where you're putting your energy, your time, your money. And 4s come from the Emperor. So it's still aligning with who you are. And this new version of you needs some air to breathe and grow. So if you want more, if you want to kind of get out from under the thumb here, we have to give you space to grow. So I think it's time for some boundaries. I think it's time for a pull back in some spaces. And if you are the caretaker for your parents, as you say, that's got to be a big burden. That's got to be a lot to take on. It's got emotional weight on it as well. It might be time to find another avenue so that you have some air, so that you can grow and breathe.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Remember, as I say, if you don't repot a potted plant that needs growth, it kills off pieces of itself to stay where it's at. I don't want you to kill off parts of you that you're growing.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Does that make sense? Resonates?
It definitely resonates.
Very good. Do you have any questions?
No, I do not. I love your content, and I'm also extremely proud of you, and I hope you continue to
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. Well, thank you, Manuel, for calling in, and I'll see you online. All right?
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sweetie. Amazing. All right. Let's go back to the emails with the time that we've got left. This call-in shit is going to be the new normal. We're going to not skip the emails. We'll start with some emails, but we're going to do the calls in the future because this is so much fucking fun. I'm glad you guys can hear them as well. I was nervous that it wasn't going to work technologically, but it sounds like it is. So I really love this. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying the live and enjoying the call-in. Let's see. Dear Madam, I'm a single mom of 2 beautiful girls. I started following you through my last pregnancy, and you have put so much knowledge and self-awareness into my life. I've always struggled with who I am to me and what I want from myself. I'm trying to unlearn people-pleasing and learning to love me unconditionally for who I actually am and not the masks that I wear. I have absolutely needed to hear those true words in your daily reads. They opened me up and tore the blinders I never realized I wore. I enjoy learning from every video and live I see from you. You inspire so many people, and one day I hope to inspire my young girls to be as authentic and true to themselves as you are. I have been blessed with a loving circle around me, but I don't feel free to just be me. Unmasked completely, vulnerable. My circle are the people that raised me, my grandmother who was always there for me, my father, my close friend and neighbor, and other family members. I currently live with my grandmother and lack my own space to unmask and be me. I want my girls to have this freedom I lack and have the tendency to do what they want and uncaring about what others will think. But how can I show that example if I'm not scared to do it myself? I'm trying to cultivate the life I want, but I'm afraid that if I'm hindering my own progress. When I do what feels right to me, my family seems to disagree. I live with them, so how can I be true to my choices and keep the peace with the only home I have right now? I don't want to rock the boat, even though I have this feeling I need to honor myself and my girls before anyone else, even if it means unforgivingly doing it. I don't think I would have ever gotten this far without your readings and you just being real. I feel like the fool needing to jump and be scared. And being scared to land. Thank you for being the influence you are and everything you stand for is such a beautiful soul. Yes, babe. For you, I would love to go and look for the Fool card in the deck and see where you're at. This is a system, a mechanism, a mechanic that I love to use where instead of waiting to see what comes from the top, maybe going to look for a certain energy, as we did for Emmanuel a second ago. We looked for the high priestess because he's on a spiritual journey and he's on it. So let's do the before and after, So for you as well, like, let's look for the Fool and see, where you've been up to this point and all of that and where you're going. But as a bit of a woo-woo, you keep using the word mask. You keep using that word. And I wonder if you should go to Party City and buy a bunch of shitty masks. And like, when you feel frustrated, rip one and like, be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we need a physical representation of something that needs to go away, But your mask that you're wearing around your close people in your home, especially your grandmother and stuff, that bitch ain't changing. You know what I'm saying? She's not going to change. She's done. That's who she is. My great grandmother, I lived with her for a while. She thought my arms were just always dirty. She didn't know I had tattoos. She was like, she's blind. She was like, you're always so dirty. Go wash up. What are you doing at work? But yeah, the mask you're wearing is to protect you. You're trying to protect yourself and your girls. And for a reminder to my parents out there, every wonderful and beautiful thing that you feel about your children, feel about yourself, because they are you. They're a mirror. They're a reflection of you. You made that. So, let's see that in ourselves as well. And you will absolutely raise your girls to be authentic and true to themselves because you're not going to take anything less. And you're not being hypocritical. You're protecting yourself and you are unlearning generational traumas. Give yourself a fucking break. Okay. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some credit. You're very self-aware. You're very knowledgeable. You're fine. You're better than you give yourself credit for. But I'm going to go look for the Fool. Let's see where the Fool is in our deck here. The Fool, as they said, is symbolic of leaps of faith, new, taking the chance, all of that. So where is our Fool? That's why they call it the Fool's Journey. Why would you want to know? Why would you want to know what's going on in your head? Why would you want to know what, about your generational traumas and shit? Ignorance is bliss. Why would you want to know, right? Let's see. Oh, here it is. Oh my God, this is fucking incredible. Your Fool card. Fool looks like this in the deck. That's the Fool. Your Fool card before it is the Empress, girl. Oh my God. Divine Mother, Divine Feminine, like Jesus. Oh my God. You have taken a leap into wellness, into actualizing a divine mother that you now believe in outside of you and inside of you. So that's fucking fantastic. 9 of Cups energy is what we do now. You remember that you grant your own emotional wishes. You need to find outlets of people that maybe don't know you, or new groups that you can have a fresh start in and be this version. You need Mom Night. You need You Night. You need Amber Night, right? You need this is Amber H. You need Amber Night. You need a night where you get to go out and do something where you be yourself and they can watch the kids and you get to do that thing you love to do. You need a little Batman. You need a little secret life. You need a little nighttime Cape Crusader action. You need to make that fun for you. You need to cheat on your family and friends with other friends so you can be yourself. You need to cheat on them. You know what I mean? Like, we need to develop a fun kind of double life that you get to explore and experiment and fight crime. I don't know, but like, you need to find that. You need a new group of people that don't know you. I'm an Army brat. We moved every 4 years, and I don't like moving, but I like starting over. I like the opportunity to be a new person. I like the opportunity to try to come up with some new, social colloquialisms for myself. And this is my personality, yeah, it's 9 of Cups energy. You grant your own emotional wishes. You make what you want happen for you, but let's remember not to be too stubborn in our feeling. Let's not accept things the way they are. You are doing so much better than you give yourself credit for. And I love the awareness, and thank you so much for these kind words that you put in here for me. I really, really appreciate them. But yeah, it's time. It's time for you to develop a kind of double life where you get to be the real you. And then eventually it'll become just who you are. And you'll be comfortable to share that with the people around you. Thank you so much for writing in. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in for Dear Madam Adam. It's been a really good time. Couple of calls, some emails. I hope you enjoyed. I had a great fucking time, and I can't wait to do the calls again. We're going to keep doing it. And feel free to call and leave a voicemail if you'd like. I can check those as well. We can listen to those in the future episodes. I always turn this phone off. It's my work phone, so I always turn it off. But thank you guys. This was incredible. I really enjoyed myself. Don't forget, tomorrow, a Thursday night, I'm live at 5 p.m. across all platforms for some paid reads. Visit madamadam.com for the live schedule and all the info. Check out the new Maven merch designed by Trey from Sweet Strange Heart. Get your very own Madam Adam manifestation formula teas and art and things merch on the website now. So make sure you guys check that out. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to the Mavens. Thank you guys so much. Listen, if you're a Madam Adam fan, you just might be a Maven and might need some merch. So check out the fan army is called Madam Adam's Mavens. So if you're a fan, join the fan army. You might be a Maven. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. You can watch this live again as soon as I'm done. It'll be posted on my YouTube. Be well. Truth and abundance with all of you. Bye-bye.